if you're a subscriber, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am doing another sorority rush video because it was really requested and then I got a lot of good feedback on my last one. So I just wanted to do another quick video for you all today, trying to kind of prepare a few of you guys for sorority rush. Before I get started with anything in this video, I want to say that this is literally just my personal opinion on these things and you should not take it as like Panhellenic rule or a university rule or a certain chapter's rules. Like, it's just my personal opinion. I also wanted to say before we get started, it's an emotional week for sure for everyone. So just know that like everyone is kind of there in the same boat with you. There's a plan, there's a timing, there's just a way that your life is supposed to unfold, and maybe like being in a sorority isn't it, or maybe it is. Either way, I just wanted to say that before we got started because I know it is kind of an emotional week. As much as I applaud you for watching these videos about, you know, preparing yourself, I also want to prepare you like mentally that it's going to be a pretty draining, exhausting, emotional week. No matter how the cards fall for you, you're gonna want to like make sure you get enough sleep every night, make sure you're eating well, all that good stuff. Another video that I thought about doing also was like what to put in your purse. So if you want to see that video, let me know in a comment below. And I'm also planning to do an outfits video, but if there's anything else that you can think of that you want to see from me, just let me know in a comment below and I'll be happy to do it. If you're new here, my name's Lottie. I make like college, lifestyle, girly, fun kind of videos on this channel, and I would love it if you would hit subscribe. Today I'm talking about what you can talk to the sorority girls about. So if you're a PNM, like what kind of questions should I be asking? I have a whole video on what not to talk about during rush, so I'll link that down below. The first thing I want to say when it comes to having conversations with sorority girls or the girls who are rushing you is to be yourself. It doesn't matter if what your answer is, if it's a lie or if it's not true to you or if you're pretending to be something that you're not. You want to be yourself because this is the people you're going to be spending so much of your time with. If you're not being yourself, A, a lot of times people can see through it, and B, it's just going to leave you in a house that you're gonna ultimately end up unhappy in. So it's really not self-serving if you are acting different than how you act in real life or something. My second piece of advice is to be positive. Now I know I just said be yourself, and let's say that yourself is maybe not the most positive person naturally, but you are going to want to like try to be as positive as possible. Everyone is in the same boat. Everyone's exhausted from waking up at 4 a.m. and screaming and jumping around and dancing and talking to girls all day in the heat. No one likes a Debbie Downer. No one likes someone who comes in and is like, it's so hot, I'm so tired, I'm like ready for this to be over. And to go along with that, you want to act like you want to be there. I don't care if your mom is forcing you to rush, you do not tell them that. Just be a light, like be refreshing to talk to. Don't just be like another stale conversation. Try to be as like friendly and smiley and positive as possible. Another thing that you want to do is just focus on the house that you're at. That is a big one. You want to like compliment that house for their strengths, focus on those, and talk about what you love about the house that you're at when you're there. Don't ask questions about other houses or bring up other houses at all. I know for me, like if someone were to bring up another sorority while we were talking about my sorority, I would feel kind of disheartened that maybe they liked that one more. Or even if they're trashing the other sorority, that is not the kind of person that I want to be in my sorority. Don't be like, oh, I just came from this house and their philanthropy was so weird, I like this one so much more. Just say, oh wow, like, I love this philanthropy, this is so great, I love what you're doing in the community, this seems like you're really making an impact. Something else you'll want to talk about with your person who's rushing you is if you have any kind of connection to the house, you definitely should bring that up. I don't think it can hurt. Usually the sorority girls should know if you have a connection, like if you're a legacy. A lot of times the house will already know if you're a legacy, so they might bring it up. I don't think there's any harm in bringing it up just to show that you really feel that connection. So let's say like your best friend's older sister is in that sorority, then you could be like, oh, I'm so happy to be back here at Tried Out. My best friend's sister actually is a Tried Out here and she said so many great things. I'm so happy to be back here. Something like that, just to kind of drop that you have that connection. Oh my gosh, like who is your best friend's sister? And then maybe that's like the girl who's rushing you, maybe that's like her big or like one of her roommates or her friend or something like that. And you know, it already kind of gets that connection and that conversation flowing. Same thing kind of if you're a legacy, you know, they're obviously not gonna know your like mother, grandmother, aunt, whatever, sister if they're graduated, but I think it's still a good thing to say. I'm just giving out different examples of sororities. I'm so happy to be here at Chi O today. My mom was actually a Chi O when she was in college and she's talked about how much she loved it, so I'm so happy to be here to meet you all today. Something like that. Really simple, but shows that you have like done your homework. And to go right along with that, if you have a connection to their philanthropy in any way, mention that on philanthropy round. I don't know what round that is at your school, but at our school it's the second round. So you still go to quite a few houses during philanthropy. If you go to a house and you have worked with that charity or that philanthropy before, or that kind of cause in any capacity, definitely mention it, because having that like personal connection to their philanthropy will definitely kind of bond you with the person who's rushing you, because you both spend some time dedicating to that cause. For example, I've mentioned this before, but let's say like at Kappa Delta, their philanthropy is Girl Scouts. So I was a Girl Scout for I think 11 years. That was something I was really able to speak to. Oh my gosh, like I love Girl Scouts. That's such a wonderful philanthropy. I'm so happy that you all partner with them. I was a Girl Scout for 11 years and it really means a lot to me. So something like that. Another example would be at like Alpha Omicron Pi. So at AO Pi, their philanthropy has to do with juvenile arthritis. My cousin actually has a pretty severe case of arthritis, but even though he's not like specifically related to the philanthropy, and I've never, you know, directly worked for a cause like that, I still have that connection. Okay, and then my main tip here in this whole video for like what to ask, like what questions can I ask girls, because it's really important, I've stressed this before, to have a conversation with the girls who are rushing you. You don't want to just feel like you're getting interviewed or hit with a million questions, because they don't want you to feel like that. They want it to feel, it should feel like a natural conversation. My number one tip for what do I ask during rush is to ask them the question they asked you right back. How was moving? Where are you living this year? How did it go? Do you like your roommate? Any of that stuff. You know, how was moving? You can be like, oh, it went great. I'm really excited. I'm living in Cresswell Hall. And then what you say when you finish that, instead of just standing there waiting for the next question, you say, where are you living this year? Are you living in the house? If the sorority has houses, obviously. You just ask these questions back. You know, where did you live your freshman year? Did you like it? What was your favorite thing about living there? So another example of this is like, what are you most looking forward to about freshman year? So if they ask you that, you could just be like, oh, like I'm just really looking forward to meeting a lot of new people. So then instead of when you finish your sentence just being like, waiting on your next question, you say like, what was your favorite memory from freshman year? Do you have like a favorite memory from the dorms or from anything from your freshman year? Then they can talk about like one of their favorite things from freshman year or something like that. So just turning it back around on them again. Another example would be if someone asks, what are you looking to get involved in on campus this year? You could say, are you involved in anything on campus or off campus outside of your sorority? Another basic one, if they ask you where you're from, you ask them where they're from. More examples, just have a lot of examples for you guys, because I want you to feel like you know what's coming for you. But a lot of times people will ask, especially for fall rush, obviously, how was your summer? Did you do anything fun this summer? So clearly you can just ask that right back. So my final example for turning it back around would be, why do you want to join a sorority? So if someone asks you that, you can answer it to the best of your ability and then ask them, why did you want to join a sorority? So then some other just like random questions that you can ask them if the conversation is like lulling or you want to like come up with a new topic. So if they answer something back to you and don't ask you a question, if you want to ask them another question, you know what I mean? Complimenting their chapter, their house, her outfit, their like if they did a song for you or a cheer, like compliment that. Compliment like literally anything about the house, the chapter, the girl herself. So what do you love about your sorority or chapter? So I'll just insert like different sorority names throughout these questions to like give you an example, but like, you know, obviously, what do you love about 80 Pi? What's your favorite thing about 80 Pi? What's your favorite philanthropy event that Zeta holds? Which Zeta philanthropy event do you look forward to the most? What kind of leadership opportunities are there for freshmen to get involved in Phi Mu? Are there committees? Are there executive board positions? There's junior Panhellenic that girls should probably tell you about at UGA. I was in junior Panhellenic. There's also like a freshman leader thing. So you can ask questions about leadership opportunities as well. What's Big Little Reveal like at Alpha Gam? What's your favorite tradition in Theta and why? What made Pi Phi stand out to you when you went through recruitment? What kind of social events does DZ hold? What's your favorite? What's your favorite thing about being an AKO? What's your favorite memory in DG? Tell me about a day in the life as a Gamma Phi. What's your favorite thing about the Trident House? So those are just a few examples and a few different sororities that's not nearly all of them. We have so many at UGA that I couldn't even name all of them for all these different questions, but I just wanted to give like examples of different sororities and different like questions that you can ask for the sororities. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I feel like it's already been like really rambly and I just wanted to help you guys out any more that I could. You are worth so much more than your bid card, and I was lucky enough to find my home and for it to all work out for me, but some people aren't as lucky, and I have witnessed it firsthand. You know, like my Gamma Chi group, when I went through Rush, it started with like 20 or 22 people, and by bid day we had dwindled down to probably like 13 to 15 people. So I know that not everyone, you know, ends up happy on bid day, and I just want to remind everyone that they are gorgeous just the way they are, and that you are more than your bid card. It's really easy to get caught up in it freshman year, and I want everyone to be a friend to everyone on campus. So yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. But I love you guys so much. I hope that this video was helpful for you. And if it was, make sure to give it a thumbs up down below and leave me a comment with what video you want to see next from me. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. I would absolutely love to have you. It's a really great way to keep up with my life outside of YouTube. I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Love you all so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.